Way Up with Angela Yee, and I mean way up. And we got Styles P and Smoke Dizza here with me today.
Right.
Together in the flesh. First of all, thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate it. This is my new show, and neither one of you have been here yet.
Look, it's the first time for everything.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I'm in the building. I said it's a
I was waiting. I thought I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, right.
So this is crazy. Now, congratulations.
But,
Doing an
it's been
excellent job.
it'll be
For
1
real.
year for my show in
wow.
February. February 6th.
Oh, wow. Damn,
2
time
days before
flies.
my birthday. Time
Yeah,
is
the 1 year.
definitely flying.
And
That's
let's
crazy.
talk about your birthday because you have a big party. I feel like I need to be there.
You definitely need to be there. You know, this is a personal invite because
Okay.
I'm pulling up to tell you you have to be there on Saturday.
Okay.
And it's at Irving Plaza with my big brother Styles P.
Yep.
Big Crit, Conway the Machine, and a bunch
It's a
of
star-studded
You need me to
affair.
text you?
Star
Coming?
studded. You can share it. Go ahead, share it.
Greene Seale, Freeway. Okay. Oh, Pete Rock is going to be there. By the way, you and Pete Rock together, amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so
yes.
Pete Rock is my guy too, and I
Yeah.
just was thinking about when you had the Baby Grand project. Remember back in the day, we had all these like great independent labels, and you had to be on a label to come out. You couldn't do anything like 100% independent like you can now, but it was a different day.
It was
and
a
age.
different day.
Yeah, different time. Different time for sure.
Word.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I saw where you were talking about working, carrying Pete Rock's crates into the club,
in the club.
and kind of getting on that way. Styles, have you ever had to do anything like that for any artist? Because I've never heard no stories of Styles P like carrying some crates to get in the club.
Well, we came out a lot years before that. I didn't carry any crates. I would have, but I want to say I have stories of us thinking we was gonna make it a lot of times and then not making it. Like he had Pete Rock, and Pete Rock's an OG and cool. So there was artists that I thought, all right, I met him, I know him, thinking this is gonna work, and it didn't.
Like who? Like give us a
I ain't
story.
gonna say their
I mean,
names.
it don't have to be
I'm not gonna say that.
it don't have to be a bad situation, but sometimes you get.
Nah,
ahead
I
of
felt it was
yourself.
bad, so I ain't gonna say
Okay.
their names. I'm gonna keep it love and
Because
respect.
sometimes we get
Yeah.
ahead of ourselves and we think we met this person and this
Yeah.
is going to be it. And it does, sometimes people don't even are not in the position themselves to
Definitely,
be able to do that.
I think when you're young and you want to get on, you think that everybody does, like
Right.
you know what I mean. And then as you get on yourself and you become, in the game, you understand why things may have not happened.
Okay.
Like you know what I mean.
I mean, you had the huge show recently in Yonkers too. That
It
was
was-
such a big deal.
It very much was, and we was shout out to the whole 914 for standing up. Shout out to our sister Mary Blige for coming through, holding us down. Shout out to Fab. Shout out to Freeway. Shout out to Young Guns. We had a blast, and it felt good to, that was our first time doing something big in Westchester. Period. Like we've never done a show of that magnitude in our own home area. So it was good, and it was great because it was people I didn't expect that even would know about the show.
Right.
So I was going to the gym and like white men like, yeah, I'm ready for that
I'll see you
Westchester
there.
show. I'm like, oh, okay, and, so it was pretty cool. It was a great response too. So that's what was good, and people asked if we could come do it again every year. So that
Okay,
kind
we
of
sending
worked pretty
something up.
good. Yeah.
Isn't it funny to see who some of your fans are? Like sometimes people come up to you and you don't think like this person's gonna be like
Facts.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. Sometimes I'm so thrown off, I'm like confused almost. Like, you listen to that? Word?
But I feel like hip hop and weed are some of the great equalizers when it comes to us being unified in things that we like to do
Facts.
across all different types of ages and ethnicities.
It's the greatest form of bringing people together. I feel like, I think if it wasn't for, well, I won't say if it wasn't for weed,
Nah, if it wasn't for weed.
but let's just say if it wasn't for weed, a lot of things would be a lot different. I think the weed, and hip hop at least, brings a lot of us together, especially the ones that know about it
Right.
in the correct way.
How interesting is it to see a lot of people getting into the cannabis space that never were like that before? Because certain people I look at and I'd be like, okay, this person knows about weed. I would definitely try out what they have going on. But some people I'm like, this person, I don't even look at them like they would be the ones who would, have a strain.
There's a lot of opportunists, to say the least, but I think as a person of color, you gotta always just want to see your people make money anyway. So, as a connoisseur, personally, it sucks. But as a businessman, there's not enough black ownership in cannabis, so we don't have time to be getting
But
mad
I even
at.
mean like senator, people who
They need to They need to stay
who
their
are the
asses.
ones that were like,
They need to stay their asses out the way.
I kind of
Them kind of folk need to.
your own tweets. You know what I'm saying? When you
They should
lot of
stay out
crowd
the way.
chasing.
Clearly.
look, I see you got your braces.
Yep.
How is that affecting you as an artist now too?
I had to adjust performing and going in the booth. I just couldn't do veneers. I felt like I knew I would get a big pair. Like, you know what I mean? I just didn't want a big pair. Like, I'm like, I know my luck is not gonna. And then I could have did the Invisalign, but I smoke too much.
Right.
I'm definitely gonna lose it, forget it, drop it, and keep having to do it. So I'm like, let me just get my time over with and just put my teeth in jail for a couple months.
Okay, so it's not that long. You have to have them on.
No, I have about, I think, 8 months left.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I got 9 months in total. So it was either go this way or, I don't know. I just felt like
now
that's
it's
not
time.
for me. You know what I mean? I'm like,
The
let me-
veneers. You
Yeah,
pop
I'm
out like, hey guys.
yeah,
Well, listen, I want to ask you guys, with so much going on right now, and we've been watching everything happen. Of course, I'm gonna ask you about Megan Thee Stallion versus Nicki Minaj, and when it comes to battles, is there anything that's off the table? Because I hear people saying that they're upset, they don't like the fact that Nicki brought up, Megan's mother and things like that, and that's where you draw the line. And so I want to hear what you guys think as far as battling and this back and forth that's been going on. Because guys do it all the time. I think sometimes when it comes to women, they feel like, well, can't y'all just get along? Y'all got to squash the beef. And that doesn't always happen. But it is just on wax right now. So what do y'all think about this back and forth?
I mean, I think it was light, to be honest. I mean, the era that I grew up watching, like these guys,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, that shit was, it was cool. But I don't think it was, I think people were blowing it out of proportion because shit is too sensitive nowadays.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't even listen to it?
I was in the
I was at work. I've been at work the past few days. I plan.
Because you be on social media, Style. I see you venting about everything.
I don't. I be in my own world. Like, you know what I mean? I try to stick to my own world. I'm definitely going to get around. I like to wait till it gets to a few rounds back and forth. Then I go in, listen, make my judgment. But there are no... it's like a fight. You can't tell a person how to fight. Like, you may not accept or like how a person fights, but if you're in a fight, like, I can't say fight somebody on the street and tell them, hey, don't bite me.
Right.
Like, they might want to bite you, kick you, poke you in your eye. So when you get into an altercation, you have to expect the person to go all out and want to win the altercation by all means necessary. So I get wanting to see, I personally would like to see a lot more unity within the ladies of rap, because I feel that'll be good and greater for the younger ladies. Like they always say, like, I don't really separate when it comes to MCing. An MC is an MC. If you're great and you're good, you're good. So I don't really ever put anything in the box. But generally society does. And nobody wants to see black queens going at each other like that. So I think that's where it may feel funny. But once you got a MC problem, like, I think I'm 49, so the new generation is soft to me with everything in life. Like, everything in life is kind of softer.
Right.
Football, basketball, baseball, talking, school.
You think that's a bad thing?
Bad and good. I think everything's a double-edged sword. I think it's a bad thing because it takes out the competition. It takes out the competitiveness in people. Like, you're supposed to aim to want to be the best.
We can't all be winners.
We can't all be winners, and everybody
We can't
doesn't
always
deserve
be
a
up.
trophy. Like, I don't like the everybody gets a trophy era.
Okay.
That's not cool. Like, you
We're
suck.
all winners, guys.
Yeah, you suck. You don't deserve the trophy. The winner gets the trophy. Like, do better next time and get the trophy. But, that's my personal opinion. So, but if you got to expect that, though. Like, if you got beef with a person, like,
Right. They're going to pull whatever they have.
they're going to do what they got to do. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Have you ever been, like, in the midst of all of your beefs, what was the time that you were most offended? Like, where you were like,
Well,
okay.
me and our partners, I guess we're funny because we would play the diss records and be like, that was funny.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that was
alright,
good.
that's a good way
like,
to go
we
about
we
it,
would
though.
go about it like, he said that was
Yes,
funny.
you
That
got me.
was
That was good.
That was hilarious. Like, you know what I mean? And then you get back in the studio and go
And go
back at
harder.
it. I think if they go hard enough at some point, then they'll meet a middle ground and become cool.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Okay.
I think that's what's
The
the wrong.
respect.
That's what's wrong with lady hip hop beef. I don't think they know when to squash it and then make the best of it.
I do feel like when women beef, it's like forever.
It's forever. Like they don't. There's no getting back.
Nas signing the Def Jam.
Yeah,
under
there's no-
the president. That's we haven't seen
know,
that.
There's no none of like the only beef I ever felt personal was with Rockefeller because I really we were pretty much in the same places all the time and we had a certain type of relationship, so it felt more personal. Plus, we were way more egotistical and prideful and stupid.
Right.
So it kind of just felt different. But like with G Unit, I used to laugh like. I used to be like, yo, 50 is a funny guy.
That is-
We be
and
in the
that's all you
studio,
can do.
but like, yo, he is hilarious. He said that shit? Like, oh, wow. And so, you make the best of it, though. Hopefully, they at some point, though, because I think what they should realize and what people should say is it's not about drawing the lines because once it's on, it's on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's about having a healthy respect for each other.
Yeah, I agree.
And watching who's coming up behind you. And then you guys together are stronger than probably apart. But a lot of people are not going to tell you that because they're going to want to see y'all separate.
Because the truth is, they're all breaking records now because of this beef. It's causing like all kinds of streaming numbers, like the highest ever on streaming services for both of them.
Everybody's the
attention,
highest. Like
I know,
I'm so
it keeps
confused
on- I
by
know.
that. Everything's a new. Every week's a new record.
every week
Somebody
there's a new-
broke. I'm like, how many records are there? every week somebody broke a record. Like, how many
But how
records?
you feel about it, Ange?
I mean, it's hard for me because I feel like, where it makes it hard is social media because people want you to like take a side. And so if you can say, that wasn't it, oh, she on that side. Or if you can say, okay, that was dope, then it feels like you chose a side. And it turns into like a bigger thing in the position that I'm in. And it makes it hard for you to feel like you could really be like super cool with anybody. Because I still have a job to do. Like I still have things that I have to report on. And people they get very sensitive and offended if you're reporting certain things. Or even if you give your opinion, then it makes it feel like it's personal to them. It's not just you saying, okay, well, just as a regular fan, this is what I'm watching and this is what my opinion is. They take it a lot more seriously. And I know even having podcasts or being in the position that you're in as artists, sometimes you're like, I want to say this, but they're going to take it the wrong way because of who I am.
They
also.
call me Captain Safe because
Yeah.
I don't be saying nothing. I just be like, look, I don't even
Can I
wanna
ask
talk
what's
about it.
what's the consensus of the people of who's winning?
Well,
Is it look like anybody's winning right now? I'm gonna go get into this one.
Yeah,
How many
let's get
songs
this-
are?
Yeah,
It's two.
We're not going
It's
to
one
It's
and
only
one.
two.
I
It's
was
just
just
one
going
and
to
one.
listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Meg
about
Thee
to listen.
Stallion
Yeah.
did his, but she really addressed Nicki.
It was subliminal.
Yeah, and it
Super
was
subliminal.
Megan's Law, and it wasn't the whole song wasn't about Nicki. It was just like a
3
couple
bars.
of But then Nicki did a whole song, Bigfoot, and put that out. That was
I'm gonna
all
li-
about
I'm
Meg
gonna
Thee
listen.
Stallion.
I'm gonna give this a listen.
Yeah,
in a few.
please, because
You're gonna
you're
get a
like,
good
I
laugh.
feel like you are the beef connoisseur, the vegan
Yeah.
beef connoisseur.
Yeah, pretty
If
much.
anybody knows about beef and shit, weigh in.
pretty much. I'm gonna give it a listen for sure.
How does it feel, Smoked? Is it for you the success that you've had, and then Styles P though is one of your like mentors, really, and you guys work together alongside each other so much. Like, is it ever you look at him like this is crazy?
All the time. All the fact that I could call anytime and pull up to me
Are
and
you
shit
chewing
like
gum,
this.
sir? Hold on.
Oh God. Man.
Here you go.
All right, man.
You know better. Okay, go ahead.
It's like a mom. But yeah, the fact that I could call at any time, anything I need, advice. Has been my guy forever.
Right.
So
I'm
it's
just,
like,
bro. I think he's made his footprint to. I don't consider myself a mentor to him. I consider myself somebody who's been in the game a little longer than him, but he's paved his own way. Like anyone who's paved their own way, made their own mark, made their own lane, you tend to look at as your peer. I've just been around longer than him, but I consider him a peer of mine. I've just been around a little longer, and I respect what he does. I respect him as an individual, as a person, and his character. That's why I rock with him. You know, this game could taint who you are as a person, and people are one way on the gram and around people, and you know, around industry things, and they're a total different person when you're that's not happening. Like, you know what I mean? But Smoke, he's somebody who he knows he's welcome to come chill wherever I'm at, whatever studio he pulls up. He's genuine. I know I could count on him for some great bud also.
Yeah. And talented. You got a lot of a lot of positive things going on for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it never get old hearing that from Big Bro, but it's overwhelming for me all the time.
Even for me, like seeing Angie Martinez working in this building with me, I still be feeling like, damn, that's Angie Martinez. You know, sometimes when we're at places together,
Right.
it just feels kind of like,
Because you respect your craft.
yeah.
That's when you respect your craft, and that's a person who really loves what they do. Like, some people take what they do for granted and think, I'm just doing this. It takes somebody who loves their craft to make a mark on people and genuinely make a mark and make a footprint in a game where it's so many feet and so many people trying to make a mark. You know what I mean? So that's what makes you dope at what you do also.
Well, thank you. I mean, we're all in these spaces. Like, you're having your 40th
It's crazy.
birthday. Congratulations for that
Thank
that
you.
everybody is pulling up to. And that has to feel good to see that so many people are like, I love this guy so much. Like,
It's overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like, just to be able to make the phone calls and people be like, all right, I got you, bro. 2 seconds. Like, what you need? It's crazy. And the fact that I'm turning 40 and I've been in this shit for so long, I'm like, where the fuck is time going?
Yeah,
and
the
then I'm
radio
like, oh, yeah, my
you said what?
Nah,
We're on
I'm
the
going-
radio.
Yeah, I'm going
That's
crazy.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's time going? And then I'm like, you know, I'm just happy to be here because a
Time
lot of my
flies when you're
friends.
having fun, baby.
It's crazy. A lot of my friends ain't make it here.
Right. You're right.
So it's like, you know, I'm doing this for them at this point too.
Like your guy Benny the Butcher says, everybody can't go too. And you think about where you started and where you are and who's still with you, you know, from the beginning.
Facts.
And Styles, you're talking about retiring.
As a solo artist, definitely. This is
Okay.
gonna
I was
not
like,
not all the way around.
I
I'm
can't
still
even-
I'm still gonna do my LOX work and my collabs, but I feel out of the guys in their upper 40s, I've put out, if I'm not one, I'm in slot 2 or 3 with putting out the most content.
Yeah, consistent.
And I feel like COVID was the one thing that taught me to look at life in a different perspective and go about things in a different way. So I'm like, it's so much I want to do, and being an MC is something you have to dedicate time, hours, and mental space too. Like, so I'm like, you know, I'm gonna do one more solo album, call it a day, and then I'm gonna enjoy myself doing collabs, working on group stuff, and I'm also diving into films in the middle of. Actually, about 80% done on a documentary
Oh, wow.
about Yonkers. Like, it's going to be really, really fire.
I don't know the history of Yonkers like that.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be a fire documentary. It's going to be, I want to say a lot, but then it's going to
Give
give
me
up the
little something. Give me a little
documentary.
something, because I want to know what's the hook. What's the hook for this
Well,
documentary?
it's more so like Yonkers is like we haven't completely titled it yet, but Yonkers is like the lost borough or the sixth borough. You could look at it either way, but it's so much history, and I think a certain amount of hunger, like that you heard from God Bless my brother DMX, the hunger you hear when you hear Mary the Soul, the same thing you get from all Locks, Mary, and X is hunger and soul, and I think a lot of people don't know that. You're in the Bronx, you're in the Bronx, you're in the Bronx, then there's a block, and then you're in Yonkers. Like, you know what I mean? So being
I've
so
only been
close.
to like Main Street.
Yeah, so being so close to where hip hop's originated and then being overlooked for so many years, I think put a different spin on how that hunger you heard from the artists I just mentioned.
Right.
And I think that's sets us apart. It's a certain amount of a grit and soul that you have being from that place. So we wanted to highlight that, and got some great people on there.
I know they
speaking.
must be excited.
It's gonna be. I'm excited because shout out to my partner Soto. We was pondering on it for a while, and then we just, things happen, and then we just, everything start falling in place, and we're like, you know what, let's get this done, and we're almost done.
I mean, Harlem and Yonkers have both changed so much as of late, like as far as gentrification. Gentrification is good and bad.
Definitely.
Like you said, that's definitely a double-edged sword.
Definitely, all the way. Yonkers has now become the third biggest city in New York. Lionsgate is now in Yonkers, the biggest.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the biggest film place on the East Coast is now located in Yonkers, and so, we're a city on the rise. I actually just left City Hall before I got here on a meeting on how to upgrade more parks, how to find centers for the youth, getting the kids involved in jobs that are land them with 401ks, benefits.
Oh, that's dope.
Things
I
of
love
that nature. So we're working on making sure we change and hold the people in power responsible and make them share the power.
Right.
Not ask them to share the power, but make them share the
that is part
power,
of
and
why
the city's going to change.
Yeah, that's why it's important for us to be involved when it comes to
Facts.
Elections, everything. Like, we can say they don't do anything, but what are we doing to make sure that they're doing what they have to do, and what they're supposed to do? So, and Smoke Dizzle, let's talk about you for a second. I just want to discuss I see you said that you and Pete Rock are working on doing a part 2.
We are.
And this is a long time coming. This is
The
like how long?
last time I want to feel like when I seen you, that was like 2016.
Yeah, you haven't seen
So
me.
it's been
like
I seen you in passing after that, but when we actually got to sit down, it was like 2016. But me and Pete been working on that for a little minute now. I mean, he about to roll out a project with Common.
Yep, I saw Common
that's
talking
gonna be
about
crazy.
that.
It's crazy.
That's huge.
And then we're probably going to release our thing maybe like this summer. But
You know
it's
what's-
almost there.
When I first started, when I was younger, I wanted to be a DJ.
He told me he used to try to teach you how to DJ.
And he actually gave me a whole bunch of records, too.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so he was like,
You
look.
still got them?
I do. I still have them. I still have the records. I got my turntables from DJ Muggs from Cypress Hill.
Wow.
I helped him
you
do
legendary.
I helped him do a deal, and
Wow.
he was putting out one of his albums. And so I did a deal with him with this clothing line I was working with, Varsity, where they did ads that were co-branded for his album. And he was like, what can I do to thank you? And I said, I want to get some turntables. And he had a deal with Newmark. So he got me turntables. And then, look, Special K and Teddy Ted and Pete Rock gave me vinyl. I remember it was a bunch of different DJs that actually helped me out. And they were like, just come, I got you. I'll give you some records.
Oh, that's legendary.
That's love.
And that's really
crazy.
how it happened. I'm going to be honest. The only reason I didn't DJ fully back then was because carrying the crates was so hard to do, because it's not like today where you have Serato and you can just put everything on the laptop and
That's
just,
dope, though.
Yeah.
I respect that. That's dope. You was born for this thing.
yeah, and a lot of people don't know that. Like,
Yeah.
I used to really know how to DJ.
Every time Pete tell me that
You ain't
story,
forget?
I
How you like? I used to know how. Like you forgot.
I haven't done it
You
in
may be
so
a little
long,
rusty, but it'll
and
come
I
back.
gotta really learn how to use Serato for real now.
Yeah.
I think, but I am planning to just do it for fun at home.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
We need that in the atmosphere one time.
Yeah.
For DJ Angela Yee.
You know what's
on the ones and
interesting?
twos.
New York, and I'm so glad you're doing your party, because I feel like we don't have a lot of good parties here like that anymore.
That's a fact.
New York culture, I won't say it's dead because it's still alive in certain places.
I threw a couple dope parties in the past year. I
was
must
at all of them.
must
But
say.
it's not. There used to be weekly events,
Yeah,
though,
definitely.
that everybody went to. Harlem. I mean,
yeah.
when I tell
Definitely.
you, we used to be outside, and
lot.
I don't feel like. And events, yes, we have that because there's always something going on here. But I just feel like as far as like a weekly spot where you could go to, we don't have.
That's
things.
definitely needed. I think that's why the music. I'm not gonna say because there's a lot of dope young artists.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the old people who are hating on the younger artists. I just believe it was more effective the culture when people are able to be around each other.
Yeah.
And share the energy, and that makes for a terrific atmosphere, to say the least.
We used to have to go outside to hear,
Yeah, for sure.
certain things. Records don't break in the club.
The
Nah.
internet kind of ruined that for everybody.
Yeah. But anyway, listen, you guys, I know everybody's got things on their schedule, but I wanted to make sure y'all came up here before the party. So Smoke Dizza 40 at the Smokers Club. You know I love the Smokers Club.
I already know.
Yeah.
I already know. And you better be there, Ange. I'm going
All
to
right,
harass
let's see.
you.
40 never looked this high. I'm nervous.
Bring a sweatsuit you don't care about.
Lie.
Because it's
I'm a
going to be
little nervous.
smoky in there. Holy
yeah, it's going to be very
smokes.
smoky. It's
But
going to be a
that
good
is
time.
happening this Saturday, and thank God I'm gonna be here this Saturday.
Thank
so
God.
Take a Uber, guys, because we want to make sure everybody's
For
safe.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
This
I would
Saturday,
definitely
Urban
take
Plaza.
an Uber or get a driver if I was everybody.
Oh, yeah. I definitely got my drive. I hope you got yours. Shit. Beat me there. Don't meet me there.
That's right. And remember, and make sure y'all listen to A Calm Wolf is Still a Wolf. We can.
I forgot what that was that my last album?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
You make a lot of music, dog.
That was your last, and I think you have one more before you.
Yeah, I'm
before you
I just
officially-
started working again.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in the lab working on it right now. Yeah, I forget, to be honest with you. I work a lot.
Oh my God.
I work a lot.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure we're gonna hear some stories because, like I said, we need some good parties.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
for
y'all so
having
much.
us.
Happy
Love.
birthday.